Today I wish to share a very interesting case, Mr. Pradeep Ghatak, who was operated by me some time back. It's a very complicated case which I want to share in these corona times. This patient was referred to me to undergo coronary bypass surgery. The history was that he underwent angiography in 2010 in other hospital following a massive heart attack. In that angiography, it was found that his one vessel, left antidescending artery, was 100% occluded, and because of that, his heart function came down to 25%. Just all other vessels were normal. As you can see, the angiography of that time here, if you see here that LAD is totally cut off, 100% occluded, circumflex artery is normal, and RCA, right coronary artery, has around 40 to 50% block in mid RCA. In this view, you can see that the right coronary artery angiography shows that 40% to 50% mid RCA block. And in another view, you can see the retrograde filling of a diffusely diseased left antidescending artery. So this was the angiography which you are seeing, which was done in 2010. So he was, after this angiography, he was advised that medical management because of massive damage to the anterior wall, and PET CT scan showed at that time there was no viability of muscle in anterior wall of left ventricle. So he was managed conservatively on medical management. He did all right for quite a long time with supportive medical management. In 2018, he suffered a stroke, probably because of the clot from the left ventricle which went into the brain, so embolic episode, from which he recovered completely in 2-3 days time, and he was put on the again conservative management from the brain point of view. In last 2 years, he stayed all right with aggressive medical management. This year, a couple of months back, he started suffering chest pain on exertion and breathlessness. He underwent echocardiography, which showed that his heart function is 20-25%, and but his Holter recording showed that he had large number of ventricular arrhythmias. It was 90,000 arrhythmias in the Holter study with the multiforme ventricular ectopics. So because of this, he consulted electrocardiologist and a cardiologist, and they said that because his heart function is 25%, he should undergo pacemaker implantation with the AICD combo device. That means he will require antiarrhythmic management through pacemaker and AICD implantation. Before that, it was decided to do coronary angiography, and this is the latest angiography which he underwent in August. And this angiography, you can see that he has developed very tight left main stenosis. Left main stenosis is almost 90%. LAD is still cut off, but at the same time, if you see the right coronary artery angiography, the block is remained same, 40% block, 30 to 40% block in mid RC. It has not progressed much, but new development was a very tight left main stem disease. He underwent PET CT scan. PET CT scan showed that his heart function has come down to 18%. Now the dilemma was that his heart function is poor and he has multiple arrhythmias. To undergo angioplasty or coronary bypass surgery. Because of the high risk nature and arrhythmias, it was thought of that he should be undergoing angioplasty of left main, but it was a highly risky angioplasty procedure, and with the high chances of blocking of ramus intermedius vessel, and again it would not have cured arrhythmias, and he would have ultimately required AICD and pacemaker implantation for that. Second option was surgery, which is usually advised because of the left main stem disease which you saw in angiography. So ultimately, the final decision was made that he should undergo coronary bypass surgery. I took up this case to do coronary bypass surgery in the first week of September. In my opinion, the bypass surgery is the best option, even though the heart function is 18%, but revascularization by coronary artery bypass surgery of all the left system will definitely benefit, because there is a lot of hibernating myocardium which improves after revascularization. And with that thinking, I did coronary bypass surgery. And to everybody's surprise, post-operative on 7th day when we did echo, heart function has improved to 30%, and he underwent a successful, smooth, uneventful surgery and post-operative recovery. And a repeat Holter, which we did on 8th post-operative day, showed that significant reduction in ventricular arrhythmias from 90,000 ventricular arrhythmic beats to it came down to some 8,000 ventricular arrhythmias. So that is a significant reduction in arrhythmias, and we have put him on antiarrhythmic agents also. But surgery has definitely improved by revascularization. It has improved the heart function. At the same time, it has also controlled arrhythmias which may be ischemic of origin. Some amount of arrhythmias may occur because of the scar formation, but majority of the arrhythmias may be because of the ischemia. And once ischemia has been relieved, he has improved ventricular arrhythmia wise also, apart from improvement in heart function. Today he has come back for the follow-up, and you can hear from his own voice how was his experience to undergo coronary bypass surgery, where everybody was scared about the decision which they took to undergo coronary bypass surgery. Let's hear from Mr. Khatak himself how he underwent this experience of coronary bypass surgery. Thank you very much.
My name is Pradeep Khatak. मैं 2010 में पहली बार हार्ट अटैक महसूस किया और मैं एक हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुआ 2 दिन के लिए, और उन्होंने मेरा एंजियोग्राफी किया। एंजियोग्राफी के बाद उन्होंने स्ट्रेट बोल दिया कि भाई एंजियोप्लास्टी नहीं हो सकता है, इम्पॉसिबल, आपका वाल्व डेड हो चुका है। तो उन्होंने कुछ दवाई दी जो मैंने कंटिन्यू किया 2018 तक। 2018 के बाद अचानक मुझे एक स्ट्रोक आता है। मैं इमीडिएटली लीलावती हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुआ। मिस्टर बीना चौहान डॉक्टर, उन्होंने देखा, इमीडिएटली एडमिट किया और मेरा ट्रीटमेंट शुरू किया। बाद में 2 दिन में ठीक हो गया। उन्होंने बोला एक क्लॉट आ गया था, गोखले का रेफरेंस दिया। मिस्टर गोखले ने मुझे फिर ट्रीटमेंट किया 1-1.5 साल। 2020 में अचानक मैं रेगुलर चलता था, रेगुलर 1 घंटा योगा और 1 घंटा मैं रोज चलता था। शाम को एक दिन अचानक मुझे पेन होने लगा और मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैं ब्रेथलेस हो रहा हूँ, अनईजी फील होने लगा। और फिर इमीडिएटली मेरे बेटे को बोला, इमीडिएटली नेक्स्ट डे मैं हॉस्पिटल में मिस्टर गोखले को कंसल्ट किया। फिर उन्होंने एंजियोग्राफी किया डॉक्टर लोखनवाला ने। देखने के बाद उन्होंने बोला मैं ये पेसमेकर नहीं बिठा सकता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे थोड़ा सा कुछ दिखाई दे रहा है। एंड फिर उन्होंने इमीडिएटली स्टॉप कर दिया। स्टॉप करने के बाद डॉक्टर सब लोग अब तो परेशान, क्या करे नहीं करे, सब लोग कोई डिसीजन नहीं ले पा रहा था। इतने में हमारे क्या रिलेटिव है, उन्होंने इमीडिएटली मिस्टर पवन कुमार को कंसल्ट किया। उन्होंने पूरा रिपोर्ट देखा, लोग तो उनका जो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल देखा, और मुझे और कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, मेरे बेटे लोगों को भी कुछ समझ में नहीं आया। विल गो फॉर पवन कुमार, बस दैट वाज द डिसीजन एंड वी गो फॉर दैट। एंड इमीडिएटली पवन कुमार सबसे मिले, उन्होंने बोला, फिर डॉक्टर का पैनल बिठाया। 1 सितंबर मिस्टर पवन कुमार इमीडिएटली surgery, and surgery was very nice, and today I am okay front of you, and he has done excellent job. This was my first experience in my life. Fantastic. I must thank Mr. Pawan Kumar for my new life. Thank you very much.